My wife confessed that she's no longer attracted to me, and I'm relieved.
Divorced? Is that what you meant?
Yeah. 2 weeks ago, my wife, female 30, came out as a sapphic. To say that I, male 33, am confused, hurt, upset, and possibly even relieved is an understatement. By the way, this comes from Average Bald White Guy, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
That helps. Oh, I'm Kaycee.
And I'm Carly. And today our guest is Kaycee Conlee, a stand-up comedian, actor, writer, and MC known for being refreshingly authentic and hilariously relatable.
So true.
She's worked on The Tonight Show, The Ellen DeGeneres Show, and opened for comics like Jay Leno and Fortune Feimster. Thank you. And brings a sharp mix of observational humor and personal storytelling. Her mini special, The Gay Girl Next Door, is out now on YouTube. Please welcome Kaycee Conlee.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me and reading that awesome intro.
Yeah, it was such a glowing review.
Yeah, I think that's from the About page on my website,
Yep.
and some of the quotes are from ChatGPT.
No, that's totally, we wrote that ourselves.
Oh, no, you're right. Sorry. Yeah,
What?
Carly,
What?
thank you for writing that.
Carly wrote that right
I
now.
can't even take credit. That was
Carly
beyond.
GPT?
Yeah, yes, exactly. But Kaycee's going to help us give some advice on these stories today.
Yeah, very excited.
And OP says, earlier this month, my wife told me she wanted to disconnect for a little while. I chalked it up to a midlife crisis of sorts. She turned 30 last year and
30,
was
midlife.
Yeah, I was about to
Not high
say,
hopes.
30 is not quite midlife.
Yeah.
And was depressed about how she felt her life had not lived up to her expectations.
Wow.
Example, she had a bunch of things she wanted to do by 30 but never did.
Oh, we all. Come on.
Yeah. I agreed. I'm not 30, but sure.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, I can vouch. It's going to happen.
Oh, no. I agreed to allow her to disconnect because I just wanted her to be happy. She started hanging out with other women, including one with whom she previously worked. In the meantime, she would practically ignore me. On one weekend, she and the former coworker went out to a gay club and then to Disney World the following day. I had my suspicions when I saw the coworkers. It wasn't the club, it was Disneyland that tipped OP off. He was like, that's...
Yeah, he was like, during days?
When I saw the coworker slowly pull her truck up to the house as if she was trying not to be seen.
Oh, like dropping off like with the parents inside?
I eventually looked at my wife's phone and saw text messages between the two. Flirty messages at that. Nothing explicit, but definitely flirty.
Just like taco emojis, scissors emojis.
He's like, it's not explicit. They're just communicating in code. I don't understand.
They're going to see a lot of rugby.
Yeah. They're talking about a pilgrimage to Lesbos. It seems like a nice getaway. She had previously identified herself as bi to me when we first started dating. I spoke to my wife several times without directly asking about my affair suspicions, and she didn't really say anything to me. Flash forward to 2 weeks ago. I cornered my wife in our kitchen before work and told her I didn't like how she was treating me. She broke down and cried hysterically and uttered the 2 words I never thought I would hear. I'm sapphic.
Hungry.
I was like, what? Well, that was unexpected. She said she knew she was attracted to the same gender since she was 8, but was too afraid to say anything. Wow.
Well, she wasn't too afraid. She said she was bi.
Yeah. So I guess she was just too afraid to fully...
Yeah, she stopped off on Bytown on the way to
Gayville.
Gayville.
She was like, that's like a safe area?
Yeah.
Her mother, a deeply religious woman, would have likely disowned her.
Okay.
Plus, even in this time and age, coming out of the closet is still hard to do.
For sure.
I told my wife that I still loved her, I would not punt her out of our house, and I encouraged her to seek counseling. I've done so as well. Make no mistake, I have no illusions about our marriage anymore. It's over.
Okay.
The only thing keeping us married is the marriage license. Yes, that will do it.
Wow, very supportive.
It seems so, but maybe,
As supportive as a woman.
yeah. Maybe it's because he's kind of been feeling that separation and distance for a while.
Yeah. And also that, you know, he loves her. There were vows.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can't remember how long they've been married for, but it's seemingly a while.
Yeah. Well, turning 30.
Yeah.
So maybe it's like, there's no telling.
It could be anywhere from 5 to 10 to 2 years. I don't know. But I'm now dealing with this tremendous range of emotions. Relief. I know what's going on. She's attracted to the same gender. She wasn't cheating on me, or so she says. And if she was, hey, it's with another woman. Anger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How could she keep this hidden from me? Why didn't she tell me 4 years ago when we first started dating? Or 3 years ago when I proposed to her?
Well, she didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he gets that.
I guess like she said she knew when she was 8, but didn't feel like, I don't know.
She thought that she liked both.
Yeah. Or 2 years ago when we got married. Well, 2 years ago. Okay, we got the timeline.
There we go. We got the time zone. Okay. 2 years ago.
Yeah. Lack of trust is the second thing OP is feeling. I'm pretty sure something was going on between the coworker and my wife before she came out to me. I know they're now in a relationship. Ouch.
Yeah.
Hurts. I am so heartbroken. My wife was someone I thought I would spend my entire life with. We even discussed having children. I was so in love with her. She made me be a better person. Now I fear I will be alone.
Opie. No, that just the fact that you are expressing those feelings and
Yeah.
like in touch with it, you're definitely going to find someone else.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You seem like such a caring person.
Yeah.
That's just the tip of the iceberg.
Oh no.
The problem, it keeps going. The problem is there's not much out there when it comes to men whose wives come out of the closet. Again, I'm in counseling and my wife and I are being open and honest with each other. What else can I do? I know we'll get divorced or annulled. What do I tell my parents? I don't want to out my wife, but I don't want to lie to my parents either. Am I doing the right thing and not punting my wife out of the house? Am I being too supportive and nice? Should I be an a-hole? I've got so many emotions flying here and I simply don't know what to do. And there is an update, but do you have any advice for OP?
Wow. Well, I already think maturity beyond his years.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, that's really impressive. My advice, I guess, he's already done everything, I think, really well and supported her. And it may be time to be a little selfish. Like he's still worrying about what he's going to tell his parents about his going to be ex-wife. And it's like that relationships with your parents, I think you can trust them to be honest.
Absolutely. And I mean, as long as they're not super religious and like
would do
prejudice and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. You got to feel that out.
But I completely agree. I think he's spent a lot of time worrying about his ex or soon to be ex. And I think he was asking a lot of like, what should I do? Is this right? I don't think there is like a right answer.
No.
I think you and your ex have your own relationship and it seems to be pretty amicable. So I think you have your own relationship with your parents and can decide what you think is best and then go from there.
Yeah, he's mentioned he was in counseling with the wife. So I think one thing it would be good is to go find your own therapist or your own counselor so you can just be about you and your side.
Because all of those feelings are valid. It is a betrayal for you.
Totally. And that's what really sucks is he's almost being too forgiving because he's like, well, it's with a woman and not a man. It's like, it's still like breaching the contract that you had. And it's okay to feel hurt about that.
Yeah.
And that loss of trust is going to affect future relationships.
Absolutely.
So definitely therapy. Can't recommend that enough.
Yeah.
But I'm like, wow, I'm really impressed.
So impressed.
Yeah.
We read so many other stories where it is not, people do not take it this well.
Yeah.
So.
Well, and I also think, so he mentioned how there's not a lot of like men out there this happens to. I guarantee you there are a ton. It's probably that they're embarrassed and not speaking about it.
Yeah. We've read multiple Reddit stories. So there definitely are other people out there who have experienced it.
Yeah, it's happening. It's just maybe there's like some shame or embarrassment around it, especially because like there's that masculinity of like, oh, I'm not enough for them or like what I have because they want another woman. So that can be like kind of hard in its own way. But yeah, I would say therapy. And I mean, it's not crazy. Get out on the apps. Get out there.
You got this.
Yeah.
But there is an update.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
There's more. We're only halfway through the story.
Oh,
so,
wow.
Yeah.
All right, sweet. He's going to turn on us? Way to go.
He's like, he sucks at the end of it.
Yeah.
It has been a few days since I reached out to Reddit for help and advice about my problem. I have seen a therapist twice about this whole sordid thing.
Oh, now we're calling it sordid too. Okay.
And I've reached out to good friends for support. My wife and I have also talked about how we are and where we're going. I don't have all the answers yet about why this is happening to me, besides the fact that my wife is a sapphic. But for the first time in a long time, I feel good and upbeat. My response to this life-changing event has surprised me. I haven't lashed out in anger, caused any damage, destruction, or harm. I've been level-headed. I've handled, not ignored emotions as they come. And I've chosen to take this time to make myself a better person. You're doing it. You don't even need us.
Okay, but the fact that he keeps bringing up anger makes me feel like he is feeling it and he's like stuffing it down.
It's not there.
Yeah, he's like, well, I haven't destroyed anything. And we're like, but are you wanting to?
Yeah, have you felt any of that?
Yeah, maybe you could go to one of those places you pay to like
the rage room.
Yeah, the rage room.
fun.
Yeah, maybe it wouldn't hurt just because he keeps bringing it up in a way that I'm like, is there a history of it?
Have you ever seen those videos where it's like people mimicking how they would act as children when they got upset at their parents?
No.
So it's like they go into their room and they're like, oh, but they just like punch a pillow, or they're like, oh, and they don't actually hit anything, but they like pretend like. I feel like that's what he's doing. He's like, oh.
This is what I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a rage room would be great.
I have seen the rage rooms though, where whatever it is doesn't break, and then there's like more and more rage of just like, why isn't this working?
Yeah. Well, and this guy, the last thing he needs is anything emasculating. So.
Yeah. My wife has yet to see her therapist, and I don't think it's right for us to start making major decisions until she gets a chance to have her issues examined.
Whoa, wait, okay. Careful.
Yeah, what do you mean issues?
Yeah. I mean, as the resident sapphic.
Yeah. What do you mean issues?
What are the issues here? Yeah. Now issues, if it's, obviously cheating.
Yeah. Yes.
That
is an issue.
Legitimate. But like, I honestly, now this is an update. We don't know how much time has passed, but I think it's time to like that's over.
Yeah.
Like let it go, whatever. Whether she sees a therapist or doesn't, addresses issues or not.
Yeah.
Not your problem.
At that point, you can be there as a friend, but and it's a person who cares. But like, I think that you have to create that barrier.
There needs
for
to be
your own
space.
sake. Yeah.
I also am a firm believer that even like if you're going to be friends down the line, you need a period of no talkie.
Absolutely.
Also, if it helps, this was posted 12 years ago.
Dang.
Wait, 12 years ago. Math. 2020. Wait, no. Wow. Okay, so 2013, 2014?
Yeah, 14.
Okay. So I think that does give a little bit more insight into like coming out at that time too.
Yes. And there's not as many people talking about it okay.
However, I acknowledge and accept that our marriage is over.
Good.
She no longer sleeps in the same bed as I. She instead spends time between the couch at my house and her girlfriend's apartment. That is hard.
Get out.
That is, you should get out.
Why is this lingering?
I've told my wife that I no longer see us as husband and wife. Neither does she. He's like, I'm there. And she's like, well, I have a girlfriend. So.
He's like, I think we should stop seeing each other.
I also don't wear my wedding band constantly anymore. So you still
Just
wear
a little
it
bit.
sometimes. He's like, just a little bit.
Some days he just wants to be married.
He's like,
still.
sometimes it's just good with my outfit.
Yeah. Yes.
Perhaps you're wondering why I'm even wearing it at all.
Yes.
We were wondering this. Thank you. Good thought. I wear it mainly because I do not want to misrepresent myself to someone who could be a future partner. We are still technically married, and I know I wouldn't want to pursue a relationship with someone who hasn't legally ended theirs yet.
Okay, but when they see that ring, they're going to not pursue you at all.
Yeah, I don't think that... I think if someone tried to pursue you, you could just tell them that.
Yeah. Also, if I took my ring off, I'm married. If I took my ring off right now, there's a tan line.
Yeah.
So rock with the tan line for a little while.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's cheating on his wife. It's fine.
Yeah. At least it'll start a conversation.
Yeah, they're like, where's your ring? And he's like,
how much time do you have?
My wife seems to be the opposite. She's already in a relationship with this new girlfriend, but I'm not going to play that game. Plus, my wife isn't out of the closet fully. We have mutual friends at work. If someone sees me sans wedding ring, what will they think? I'm not about to start any rumors or say anything until I'm dang well ready.
Supportive husband is back. Yeah, that's really kind. Yeah. Maybe he's kind of hoping for a little.
Yeah, he's like, no, yeah.
Yeah, he's like,
I'm
supportive.
I don't see you as my wife anymore, but.
Yeah. You're looking for a third?
Yeah. Don't get me wrong. I know a split is inevitable, and I'm not about to think that our marriage can be saved. It cannot. She is attracted to the same gender. I am not. Do the math, people.
Do you think this guy is like talking himself into it? I almost feel like he's like...
It's like, I don't think it can be saved. No.
There's no way.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
And then he says
comments want to tell me it can be?
Yeah.
Yeah, please. And then he's like, she's attracted to the same gender. Yeah. I'm not. Yeah, we're like, how is that relevant?
He's like, I'm not into men.
But if they were both attracted to the same gender, still not gonna work.
Still doesn't work. Honestly, I'm not ready for a new relationship yet.
Yes, we've noticed.
I must still mend my broken heart and then take that time to be happy with me again before I can be happy with another. I know love will come again. Okay, he like switched up.
He sounds like his therapist.
Yeah,
like this is
He's
what.
reading.
Yeah,
He's like, this is my mantra every day.
yeah.
After all, I'm an educated man, in good shape, with my own home in a nice neighborhood. Well, your wife does sometimes
Sleep on the
live there.
couch. Yeah,
And a job that pays pretty well.
I like that nice neighborhood.
This is great. This is his mantra. Every
Yeah.
morning he wakes up, he's like, I'm an educated man, in good shape, in a nice neighborhood.
Yeah.
Allow me to toot my own horn and say I am one incredible catch.
Good for you.
got
That is
this.
that's a 100% in the mirror affirmation.
It's like, you got this.
I feel like he started writing, went to a therapy session, came back and was like, okay,
Yeah.
wrote more.
Yeah. Some of you have wondered why I'm acting so calm and collected, especially in light of my wife's decision to be in love with another woman. Getting
Okay,
angry.
decision.
Yeah.
That's a little triggering, but okay.
My wife's decision.
Like she just decides
Yeah,
who she's in love
like,
with.
Yeah. Getting angry is not going to solve anything. I can scream, smash, and break things and act out. But what's that going to solve in the long run? I can work out my emotions in healthy and productive ways. Acting out is only going to defeat me. I must be the strong, level-headed person in this. I will still deal with my emotions as they come, but I will do so in a way that helps me be a better person.
Aw.
Do I worry about a messy divorce? Not really. While I hope for the best, I do prepare for the worst. My family is very protective of each other, and should things go south, I know they will be there to support me and to make sure I come out on top. Besides, the house is in my
She's coming
name.
out on top, I'm pretty sure.
That's
Or maybe, I don't know if she's bottom. I mean, she sounds like a top, but
Besides, the house is in my name, as is the new car in the driveway. He's
what's happening right now?
My wife also cannot really afford anything but an amicable divorce. We also want an amicable split.
Okay, if I may, he's the way that he's like talking through, it really feels like he's purposely pointing out parts of his masculinity.
Yes.
Like
He's
I have
a car.
education, a car, nice neighborhood, a home.
Yeah.
Like he is processing while he is typing this.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I wonder if he even went to the therapist. He just went to
No,
Reddit.
yeah.
It's like, I'm going to type this all out. It's going to work.
Reddit was his therapist.
Yeah. They were like, you got this, dude.
Yeah. Even the rage stuff. He's like, let me try on how it would feel if I was angry. And he's like, yeah, I'm not feeling those things.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's great. But I also love when you guys listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
That was a seamless transition.
Thank
what
you
a pro.
so much. Yeah, I've got a lot of practice. But there's a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
Before we get the last update?
Yeah.
My final thought is I'm like on board with OP. I think one of the most like emotionally intelligent.
Yeah.
Like
for
in
like
tuned.
2014.
Yeah, more
That's great.
supportive than he really even needed to be.
Yeah.
I felt like that was maybe part of his coping mechanism was like, oh, I'm still the husband, so I'm still going to be support my
Yeah.
wife. She needs a place to live or whatever while she's transitions to becoming my ex-wife.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like he was so mature and so like had it really well in hand.
Agreed. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got this, dude.
As did she. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Okay.
Finally, a word about my wife. I wish things were not the way they are now, but that's fate. She's going to make her decisions and live with the consequences.
What is that? I'm gonna
mean?
choose that he's just talking about cheating and that.
It must be. He's like, she's going to live with the woman, and I guess she's got to deal with it.
Yeah.
Who's going to open the jars for her? I don't know. She probably hasn't thought about that. I will likewise do the same. But I will be lying if I didn't say my wife helped me become a better person over the past few years.
Wow. Well, it sounds a lot like he had it in him
Yeah.
from the start of this, like, infidelity.
Yeah.
So mature about it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Maybe she was prepping him.
She you're welcome. And scene.
Yes, I made the decision to be a better person, but she was the catalyst. I still consider her a very good friend. In fact, as I think about it, I think we were destined to be best friends and not husband and wife.
Oh.
Hey, better late than never. Hey, I want the best for her, and I know she wants the best for me too. She's still upset over the pain she has caused me. For those of you who offered your opinions and your advice, thank you so much. It means a lot to know that I am not alone and that I will make it through this with my mind and body intact.
Wow. Okay. Spiritual man.
I plan to share my journey with you as I forge ahead. It's going to be a long, strange trip, but I'm eager about what lies ahead for me. God bless you all. For the atheists, may Gene Rayburn smile upon you. He's so
very
welcoming.
inclusive.
Yeah, he's so welcoming to everyone.
Yeah. I also, like, in the beginning when he was talking about how I was like, how could she not have told me this sooner?
Yeah.
I do think you got spared. You didn't have children yet.
Yeah.
So, in a way, it was kind
married
of
for 2 years.
Yeah. And also, how much more interesting is this guy to have a gay ex-wife?
Yeah, absolutely. You're like Ross now.
Yeah. Yes. I mean, I kept thinking.
But you could be better than Ross.
Yeah. No, he ends up pretty well. He gets Rachel.
That's true.
Yeah.
And only because he had a queer wife.
Yeah.
That's the only
So
reason.
I hope that OP has found his Rachel.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's so lovely. What a lovely thought. But that's the end of that story. And we've got another one that we're going to pull up.
Sweet.
I watched one video about mental load and realized I'm the problem.
What kind of load?
So I was watching a video featuring a woman describing her relationship. She went through mental load, physical labor around the household, and childcare. All of the parent and partner responsibilities, and it hit me. I am the bad guy. By the way, this comes from Valis Monkey, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Kaycee.
And I'm Carly.
And Kaycee, do you want to give a little brief explanation of what you do and who you are?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm a comedian, actor, writer, all that fun stuff. Mostly do a lot of stand-up, but I also have like a podcast, and I do some acting, and I'm writing, got some sitcoms, stuff like that in the works. And, I like to join podcasts. Yeah. Is that enough about me professionally?
That's great.
Yeah. Personally, I'm married. I like to play basketball, go hiking.
Those are also great.
Yeah. This is stuff I'd rather talk about. Yeah.
Yeah. But Kaycee's here to help us give some advice to our OPs today.
We'll do our best.
Yeah. Earlier today, I asked my partner where the cheese was. The cheese they unloaded into the fridge after having gone to the store with a list they made. Well, so you would have to kind of maybe make some logical guesses here that cheese must be in the fridge. So let's look in the fridge first before we ask why.
You would hope. Yeah.
This afternoon, they were doing the dishes after having made lunch and asked me to refill the dish soap dispenser because their hands were wet. I had to ask them where we kept the backstock soap. This can get annoying if it keeps happening. We were talking about evening plans, and they said they were making our kid's favorite. I asked why, and they had to remind me that our 19-year-old was visiting for a few days. I vaguely remember them telling me this. I work part-time. I have been dealing with cancer for 8 years.
Oh, thank God you played the C card.
Okay,
I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah, you're like, wait. I have cancer.
You got to lead with that.
Yeah, you start with that. That does help. Granted, I am sick, but I'm not that sick.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I still manage to take care of my own medical appointments and medications. I do a great job of making sure my hobbies are a priority. I also will say 8 years with cancer must be incredibly hard.
Yes.
Like, that's a long time to be dealing with that.
I agree, but then I think bringing that up is also pointing to, like, this is the norm.
Yes.
So it's not, it's like important to register that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think sometimes when you get, like, when a partner or a family member gets sick, the other person does fall into a caretaker role, and maybe you were sicker and she was doing that, and then that dynamic has just stayed.
That's where it's tricky because, it's easy to mentally prepare as the caretaker to be like, okay, they're sick. I'm going to have to take the load, if you will, the mental load or whatever, the physical, emotional, the caretaking for a time.
Yeah.
And give that extra. But then you expect it to sort of even back out at some point or.
Yeah. It just has not.
It sounds like it has not. Okay, wait, keep going.
It hit me so hard. I feel like such an a-hole. Has anyone else gone through this? And edit, I'm a woman. Sorry if this was confusing.
I should have known better.
Yeah,
I shouldn't have assumed.
Shame on you.
I know.
Shame. And we do have some more.
By the way,
OPs
that
comments.
line, edit, I'm a woman, feels like it should be my biography.
Yeah. Edit.
Being misgendered most of my life. Like, edit, I'm a woman.
Yeah, you just got to throw it in there.
Yeah. Okay.
I like that. It's 2 edits. Edit, I have cancer. Edit, I'm a woman.
Yeah. Very important.
Yeah. Cancer first, woman second. I'm sorry. Maybe that's hard on you. Sorry. But there's more to this story.
Okay.
But before we get into it, do you have any thoughts?
Well, and I have it's funny that we assumed it was a guy. I think that's just revealing more about our own biases maybe than the writer.
Absolutely.
Yeah. But my own instincts right here are they're realizing the error of their ways here. So I don't need to point it out.
Yeah.
And so let's see what's next. I'm
what
going to
you do
reserve
about that.
judgment because I've judged enough.
DTrustiver says, I think you're underestimating how much living with cancer is a job in and of itself. Just because you're not wasting away in a hospital bed doesn't mean that it's not a lot of work. Thank your partner for picking up the slack, and don't berate yourself for not being as on top of household management as they are. If they're not showing any signs of resentment or frustration, then this probably isn't as big of a deal as you think it is. No one's relationship, straight or queer or anything in between, are perfectly balanced 100% of the time. Life and people are too messy for that. And OP says, thank you for that. It is a part-time job for sure. However, I've really let things slip. I was very sick years ago and switched chemos to one with easier side effects. My husband stepped up when I was sick and has taken on everything. See, I thought they were
Okay.
I thought they were both women.
I thought so too.
Oh gosh.
Oh, my-
well, apparently so did that comment.
I really feel like we've just been caught now twice. Making assumptions because we're like, oh, the caretaking has to be a woman. Oh, okay, so it's not a guy. They're lesbians. Now
pretty bad.
I do. Okay,
Yeah.
to be honest with you, though, I like the role reversal here because it'll make us be more objective.
I agree. It's
And-
like, okay, it's not just wait, no.
No, she.
Oh, it's because at the beginning of the story, she was saying that she watched a video where like the wife, and I think that's what made
Oh,
him.
yeah, that is okay.
Yeah, and they've also been using they, which maybe that was on purpose.
They
Maybe
threw
they
us
wanted
off
to.
to
Yeah,
like keep
they're
our
like,
to recognize your biases. Like,
Yeah.
also the doctor's a woman. Stop judging. Yeah. Okay. So this comment really registered something I think I touched on, which is my wife and I actually talk about this in our marriage. We're like, my dad actually got really sick a few years ago, and I was like busy caretaking for him. So she was like, it's not always going to be 50-50 in a marriage. Sometimes you can only give like 10, so I'll take care of the 90.
Absolutely.
Right. And then stuff is going to happen and you're going to have to, sometimes it goes back and forth. And so while this husband who's caretaking is not asking or saying that they've been taking care of it all and asking for it, it's okay as the partner to be like, I am seeing this and I think it's time to shift the scales a little.
It's better to preemptively try and fix it than be like, well, they haven't mentioned it, so I guess I could be worse.
Yeah. Wait till they're like burdened and then it's a problem. It's like, no, you're seeing it, like realizing I'm asking where things are because I have helped none.
Yeah.
And it's not saying all of a sudden you have to take everything on.
No.
But you could be like, hey, let me go get the groceries.
Absolutely. And it's like, hey, is there a way we can put this on a calendar? Like if it's something about memory or, you don't have the best memory, we can maybe put like a little whiteboard or a calendar or something that has all of these things that you can refer to.
Yeah. I also think it's important without knowing these people and just finding out about their genders.
Yeah.
I think it's good to know your partner's like love language because this one who's caretaking, maybe it's acts of service is how they show love to their wife. And so doing all those things is actually them being like, I love you. And they don't want or need the help. Or maybe it's like quality time and those hobbies you're leaning into.
Yeah.
Might be nice if you tried to share some of them.
Great point.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Excellent point. I have let him continue all of this, even though I am well enough to take on some of this load now. I have to do better. Simplistic Joy says, yep, we were together for almost 7 years before I realized that I was the one not stepping up. So this is a separate commenter.
Okay.
In all fairness, it was a rough 7 years, but I'm still an adult, right? If I want to survive and be as healthy as possible, certain things need to be done. And OP responds to that, saying, ugh, the self-pity mindset. I think that's where I am. Recyclopath says, first, be kind to yourself. The cancer brain fog that often comes with treatment is very real. It's also okay and very normal to specialize in a relationship. I'd start with a couple of areas that you take back ownership of. My husband and I jokingly refer to these as departments.
Oh,
Also,
that's cute.
I love that. Also, start looking before you ask. Look for the cheese before asking. Look for the soap before asking. OP says, brain fog is intense. I cannot believe how it incapacitates me sometimes. I will try harder to look first. Another guilty mom says, talk to your partner about how they feel. Tell them about these feelings and what you are feeling. If it were my husband battling cancer, I would tell him that we're a team and we each do what we can at every phase in our relationship, and that will look very different throughout the decades.
Heck yeah. That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great.
It's great that you are feeling better and worrying now about the mental household load, but if all you can do is manage your own health load, the people who love you understand that and support you.
I know I'm a child, but the more they say load, I can't stop giggling. I get it, but
yeah, you guys have to change that.
You have to find a new word.
Yeah.
No, I agree with this. I think the suggestion to talk to them first is really the best. That's like, because maybe that often will solve it, is showing yourself aware and like realizing what they've been doing and showing gratitude. That might be like all they're really looking for, is like, oh, wow, thank you for noticing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
No, I have this relationship with my brother in that he's 4 years older than me and just, more like financially like stable than I am as 24-year-old. And so he's often like, even beyond the financial aspect, but like he's often very helpful. Just like he'll help me with sketches. He'll help me in like day-to-day things. He'll give advice. And like we've had conversations where he's like, I don't need you to necessarily come back in a way like financially or something to help me. I just want like appreciation. And that's like super valid, because sometimes people can't return the same thing that you give, but just acknowledging that they gave it.
Not to be like too love languages-y, but that's words of affirmation. Yeah. Some people like, I love words of affirmation.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that might be all they need or looking for. I feel like we've had like this person's like very aware,
which is great.
Yeah. I was expecting this, you would think this kind of story would come from like, they're telling me I got to help out more. Yeah. I have cancer.
What are they talking about? We've had two really self-aware protagonists in these stories.
I do, not that it would change necessarily, but I'm curious what kind of.
Yeah, that
I keep talking about brain fog. I'm like, is that a symptom of the chemo? Is that a symptom of the cancer? Is like, like how is that?
And if they had it for 8 years, it, seems to be not as aggressive now.
And I'm sure that it would have ups and downs where there's parts where you're like, oh, it's a little more in remission, or it's like, So
I'm wondering, could be like breast cancer. I'm not sure. OP says he is very much protective of my health. When I'm sick, he's right there for me. But the past, while he has done everything, and I have done less than the bare minimum. Thank you for your insight. I know he just wants me to be healthy, but the guilt just hit hard today. And I also imagine just going through that, feeling kind of inadequate and feeling like you can't do everything that other people can do just because of your health.
Yeah, but that's also like a story you're telling yourself when you haven't verified with him that he feels that way.
OP explains, I think part of my problem is that my husband is doing so much, and I have just realized how out of touch I am with running the household. Grogo Matura says, is this new or did it recently start? Chemo can really mix up your brain and give you brain fog. Now that you've identified it, I'm sure you can talk it out with your amazing husband. OP says, been the past 8 years. Before chemo, things were much more even. But honestly, I don't have a great memory anymore. I mean, like you might have also, it might have affected parts of your memory and stuff.
Yeah, or like you've lost, it sounds like she's lost like who she was, or a little bit of identity thing before.
That's really sad.
Yeah, and maybe she's getting her identity, she feels like her identity was the housekeeper. Or
yeah,
the house,
it could have switched pretty drastically.
Yeah.
Crazy Like a Fox says, as someone who is chronically ill also, and with varying daily energy levels, know that you're also allowed to have compromise on low days too. Try not to pendulum swing and overcorrect into worsening your health. It can be difficult sometimes to escape the all or nothing mindset, but knowing yourself and communicating is perfect. There are a lot of energy related systems out there, i.e. spoons.
I'm sorry, what?
I also don't know what that means.
Are they talking about like
so that's the
spoons on people?
No, it's like you start your day with a certain amount of spoons and different things take energy. So you basically just put like your energy into like an object, which is spoons. So you start your day with a certain amount of spoons. Different tasks can cost spoons.
I was like, I do get energy from being cuddled.
Spoons,
and that's a way you can gain more spoons back.
That help you give another person a better idea of where you're at and what you're able to do in the moment. Best of luck to you. Opie's just like, I got 2 spoons right now. I'm so sorry. I'm going to need to sit down, get a couple spoons. I'll come back to you.
Yeah. Spoonful.
Yeah.
I'm at like a teaspoon right now.
Oh, yeah.
But also, like, one of the things, the comment, I don't remember their names. Crazy Like a Fox is standing out. Don't know if it was that. But them talking about, like, there's a, I'm going to say it, there's a load that is just, I know, sorry. That is, I can't do it. I can't do it. Part of the duty.
Yeah.
That's not better. Part of your responsibility is your own physical health. So yes, your husband's taking care of all this stuff because the invisible thing you're working on is like staying alive, being healthy, taking care. So yeah.
Absolutely. It like just the memory thing kind of made me think of have you seen the movie Still Alice?
No.
Such a good movie. It's about a woman who goes through early onset Alzheimer's. Great movie, but it's super sad, and she just kind of goes from being this mother to slowly losing her like entire identity. And it's you know, it's not necessarily something in your case that might be super visible even to you, but it is there and you are experiencing it.
Yeah. It's a heavy load.
Yes. Opie says, this is a good warning. I do tend to take on the I must fix everything all at once approach. Mozilla says, OP, I wasn't like this before, but now I am like this too. I'm also a cancer patient. Frankly, I think you need to accept that holding yourself up to the standards of a healthy person who hasn't had cancer and who hasn't done chemo is absurd. Do your best, OP, but don't focus on stuff like this. That's just one more thing to feel bad about. OP says, I fantasize about being the healthiest one. Then bam, 2 weeks in bed with all the side effects at once.
Ugh.
That's
yeah.
really tough.
And then that'll make you spiral.
Yeah.
Big time.
Like you can't,
yes.
you really can't help or assist.
But you almost feel like you're getting behind in some way. Like, and it's like a race and you're like, well, now I'm even further back.
Yeah. It's like your partner's not racing you.
No.
Have you found the time doesn't move the same way? I will get up and start the day, and suddenly it's 5 p.m. I don't remember what I did that day. Oh. Mozilla says, yeah, pretty sure that's part of brain fog. Frankly, the term brain fog makes it sound so mild. I feel like frequent amnesia would be more accurate. OP says, agree. Brain fog sounds like a drink. It's maddening.
Also, this happens to people that are perfectly healthy, where they, like the day can waste away. So the way that it's happening in them, where they literally cannot remember, that must be super troubling.
Absolutely. It goes so far beyond walking into a room and forgetting why you walked in. There are these huge gaps in memory, like years where I can only recall 2 or 3 things from that time.
Oh my gosh. Forgetting
entire phone calls and then calling the person again for the same conversation. I think you can forgive yourself for forgetting where the cheese and the dish soap is.
Yeah. It's not, best way to improve is what someone says. It's not that you don't know where it is. It's just like, look first.
Yeah, absolutely.
For a minute. Check the fridge.
Yeah. Give the old college try. We went shopping at Costco for over an hour, and as we were pulling out of the parking lot, I asked if he was just looking for a better spot to park.
Oh.
I had no recollection of the entire shopping trip. It's scary.
That is terrifying.
That does make me feel like you have maybe like these are symptoms of dementia or Alzheimer's.
Yeah, or is it brain cancer, or is that truly brain fog? Like that's like a memory lapse.
Yeah, that seems like to me those are memory issues that could be caused by chemo or by the and stuff.
Yeah. And by the way, if that's happening, your husband has no expectation of you
remembering something. Yeah. But I also understand the desire to, Yeah.
Is that also like a bash on Costco? It's just so
I didn't even remember it.
Yeah.
I had no memory of Costco.
Every
I blocked it out.
Same.
It was too busy. But there is an update. Do you have any other thoughts before we jump into that update?
No, I'm ready.
All right, let's do it. Next day.
Oh, next day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was planning on having a conversation later.
She starts the message all over again.
Oh, no.
No, sorry. That would be so sad. She's like, I don't remember seeing this. Oh, this would be devastating. I was planning on having a conversation later in the week, but I didn't want to lose the motivation this post gave me. By the way, it would motivate me if you guys listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime.
Brilliant.
Thanks. You know what? No one appreciates them anymore.
No, somebody should. These are incredible.
But there's a little bit left to the story. It seems like OP's kind of finishing up, just wrapping up their feelings and stuff. But yeah, I would agree. I don't think your husband is expecting that you do any more than you're already doing. I think that you can offer that. And
communication is key. Even to just say, I'm having these feelings and get him to tell you, honey, no.
Absolutely.
It's chill. I'm always here to tell you where the cheese is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's sweet. Yeah. And I think you're really lucky in that you have such a supportive partner who's been here for this like 8-year, very hard period of your life.
There's like caretaking therapy groups where it's not just for the person with the or whatever, but for the caretakers. And so if he's having stuff, or if you're worried about him dealing with stuff, you could suggest those,
Absolutely. Giving him a space where he can talk about those feelings that maybe he has that he's not wanting to put on you.
Yeah.
But it is a lot. But OP finishes off. I just straight up asked him how he felt about the workload distribution. He started laughing. Then he told me that every time I start to feel better, I bring something like this up.
Oh,
That's so sweet.
that shows what, like, she's a good person.
Yeah.
She's like realizing her role and wants to, like,
And that also is like such a comforting sign to him, probably.
Oh, yeah, good point.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, you're feeling better.
Yeah.
Yay. He says, I feel guilty and beat myself up over something related to how much I contribute, financially, emotionally, or spicy, sleepily. I don't recall doing this. He told me after 8 years of chemo, every 3 weeks, my brain is mush. He was very nice about it. He told me other things that I have forgotten over the years. He said I do plenty when I can, and he can handle the rest. We did talk about finding a specialist who can help me get some tools to better handle my memory loss. The whole conversation kind of freaked me out, honestly. Not a very exciting update, sorry. I think that's a great
I
update.
actually think this, well, she's probably scared about the memory stuff.
Yeah, to not even remember having those conversations is scary.
Yeah, but I think it's sweet. I got a little misty-eyed.
Yeah.
I think it's really nice.
I love
Also,
that.
like, I just feel like the loyalty of the significant other of, like,
Crazy.
yeah, he's like,
Yeah.
no, this, but also it shows that, like, who she is hasn't changed. He's still there. He's here for it. Yeah.
I love that. OP on her brain fog. I'm shocked sometimes by how stupid I've become. I read things I wrote a decade ago and I don't really understand them anymore. It's so frustrating.
That's not stupid.
Yeah. It's just your body is going through intense, change.
Well, like, chemo is literally poison.
Yeah.
So
You're radiating your body to get rid of this like poisonous thing. Okay, Lengthiness says, you're not stupid. Your whole body is reacting to an incredibly difficult treatment. I can't imagine how frustrating it must be for you, but please give yourself some grace. No one is judging you as harshly as you are. And OP says, thank you. I don't know if you read the update. I think I did it wrong. I don't know how to do it correctly. My husband helped me figure out what was happening. Oh, wait. So OP's like, I don't even know how to update. I can't even figure out Reddit. Okay, Lengthiness says, I did read the update. Your husband is on your side, and so am I, and all the commoners. You're dealing with a lot, and no one faults you. Take care. And OP says, well, I appreciate it. And I hope you have a great day. That's lovely. I think you're doing okay. Such a sad situation, but I think you have a really great partner.
I was going to say, you chose your partner well. You
Yeah.
guys are, you're very lucky, and so is he. And yeah, I think.
And you're a woman and he is a man.
Yes. And we know that now.
We know that.
As the Lord intended. But also, if you end up in the same scenario in 3 weeks, that's also okay.
Yeah.
And I think it's like,
He's clearly going to be there.
Yeah, a little
And-
grace for yourself and the whole situation. But yeah.
And I like that he's taking this as like a comfort. What is so anxiety inducing to you is something that to him is a sign of you improving, which is, I think, lovely.
And then it's like, oh, she's in there. Carrying my, who wants to like contribute and all
so
this.
Sad.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys are great.
She's
but we
still
got another
Alice? Is that what
story.
she's
Yeah.
Or she's still OP?
That movie is so sad. I highly recommend it.
I've got 2 movie Rex leaving here now.
What was the other movie?
Lorax. We're very different.
Yeah. Wide range.
Yeah, you contain multitudes,
Yes.
okay?
Yes, of course. But I'm going to pull up the next story. I think this is the last story of the day.
Okay, awesome.
So you got to be on your A game. I want your best jokes.
Yeah, well, that was just, that trash was just.
whatever was going on there.
Yeah.
Forget about it. The chat loves you, so you're doing great.
Oh, good. I
Yeah.
love the chat.
But we've got another story.
Okay.
My girlfriend refused to be seen intimately with me, and it's crushing me.
Womp womp.
And trigger warnings for mentions of homophobia.
Oh.
My girlfriend, 29 female, and I, 28 female, have been dating for almost 4 months now.
So 4 years in lesbian time or sapphic time.
Yeah, they're already moved in.
Yeah.
She is by far the most out-closeted person I've met. As in, she is out, but it still feels like she's closeted and, in some sense, ashamed of her identity. By the way, this comes from Just Asking 222, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
And I'm Kaycee.
And I'm Carly.
And do you want to give a little spiel of who you are?
Another spiel.
One more.
Spiel.
We're going to make this for so many
Maybe there
spiels.
might be 2 more.
Okay, I can spiel.
Yeah.
My name is Kaycee. I'm a comedian, actor, writer, MC. This makes me sound like I'm about to rap, but I don't. Rapping is not on there.
Yeah.
But I am a comedian, and love it if you follow me or find me online, come to a show, all that stuff.
And Kaycee is here to help us read these stories. And OP says, she came out to her parents and close friends 4 years ago when she was 25. She's known since college that she's attracted to women, But she still dated guys, hoping it would work, and it took her a while to accept herself as sapphic. Even though she is out, she still seems like she has a lot of internalized homophobia.
Amen, sister.
For example, when we're alone in my living room, she's super affectionate and loves cuddling. As soon as one of my roommates, who are all super liberal and supportive, and my girlfriend knows this, walks into the room, my girlfriend pretty much disentangles herself from me and pretends like we weren't touching and is not affectionate with me at all. She will brush her cheek away if I try to kiss her, or if I try to hug her, she'll try to discreetly back out of it. But once we're alone, she's physically affectionate. She also does not like PDA in public at all, either when we're in public.
Okay, I was going to say this might be more of a public PDA thing than shame about being gay.
Yeah, I know a lot of people who are very anti-PDA.
Yes.
And like not at all physically affectionate in public. So
or just around literally anyone. I know it was happening in the apartment with roommates, but it's like whenever someone's there, they get self-conscious.
Yeah, which, you know, it might be something to do with her identity, and you can have that conversation, but I don't think you can assume that.
Yeah. It'd be interesting if when she was with the guys that she said she's dated, if it was the same case.
That is a good question. Yeah, she always been like that. And we live in a liberal city, by the way. I get it. I don't like it when any couple, straight or queer, I turned off the phone. That's it.
Dramatic.
That's the end of the story.
I don't like any couple, straight or queer.
And this was posted 6 years ago.
Okay, I get it. I don't like it when any couple, straight or queer, is physically all over each other. But I'm talking small forms of PDA, like holding hands when walking together in the street, or me brushing her shoulder. Honestly, her dodging me if I try to touch her in public is starting to hurt my feelings. Definitely have to have a conversation about this.
Yeah, but also for people that don't like PDA, it's any form of PDA. It doesn't matter if it feels like nothing to you. It feels like something to them.
Yeah, I think you need to have a conversation because you might be reading it in that way. And she's just like, this is my boundary.
Yeah. Also, it seems like this is a person who really wants that like physical touch. Like that's an important part of feeling loved. Mm-hmm. And so when it turns off, it's drastic and feels like a rejection of them.
Which I know, because that's me. But that's like besides the point.
No, that's good though that you can identify with it because it's, the thing is this OP is saying like they're rejecting me. And it's like, that's not what it is.
No, I mean, I have this with my boyfriend that I'm with now, when we first started dating, I'm like we're both physically affectionate. But like, I think at certain times he'll just need space, just because.
Yeah.
People need space.
Yes.
Yeah, as humans do. And so like, I'd like be physically affectionate when we were in public, and he'd be like, "Oh, like, can I have some space?" And I'd be like, he hates me. And
so we're breaking up.
Yeah. And then I'd figure out, I'm like, oh no, that's just how
it's like the human nature that sometimes you just want
space, and like you figure that out, and you're like, oh, okay, these are the boundaries that we have when we're in public, or just ever. So I think have that conversation because you might just be perceiving it in a certain way.
And if I may, have it not when it's just happened.
Yeah.
Have it a separate time, discuss it at a time when you're not like feeling triggered.
Yeah, maybe you're cuddling at the time. You're like, hey, can we talk about that? When we have conversations with her friends, there are some times when she acts like she is straight. For example, if her friend talks about how hot a male celebrity is, she agrees and will say something about him that you would expect a straight girl to say about his spicy appeal.
Okay, what do straight girls say? Because I say stuff, I'm fully gay, and I can still appreciate a good-looking guy.
Yeah, I don't think that's that crazy.
I think you can still objectively be like, that person's hot.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, what do straight people, what are straight girls saying? Like, oh, I want to like go to spice. Like, are they like just like graphic?
Just too much details.
Yeah.
How would you know that?
You've never done that. What are you talking about? She's like, I've also never been with that celebrity, so.
Yeah.
I think some of her uncomfortableness with her own identity has to do with her upbringing and how she grew up. She grew up with homophobic parents. She was always a straight A student in school. She's an only child. She went to a prestigious Ivy League college. She has a great job. She is her parents' main source of pride and joy.
Yeah, it's a lot of pressure.
Yeah. And by the way, I'm putting pressure on you guys to listen to full episodes of stories just like this.
Let's go!
Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio. Just search up.
Okay, that's like my favorite so far.
I was feeling a lot of pressure to make it good.
Yeah, no,
so
that was tremendous.
That one
I didn't think you were going to beat the last one, but that was it. That was it.
Thanks. There's a little bit left to the story, which is surprising to me because I feel like
we solved it. I don't want to.
Yeah, I feel like we've solved it and you're just assuming a lot.
Yeah.
So let's go talk to her. Yeah. Talk to her.
Yeah.
Have a conversation. Yeah.
Amazing how many things can be solved with some communication.
You'd be shocked by how few people know it.
It's like
Reddit.
the root of relationship issues.
Yeah.
But also that kind of thing is like created very early on in the relationship. You learn the communication styles, and if you don't build those blocks, then little things like this or big things like this, I'll leave room for how it could grow. But it's so important.
Yeah. I feel like whenever I come and give advice about Reddit stories, I'm like Stefan on SNL. I'm like, have you heard of a hot new club called communication? No one's heard about it.
No.
But there's a little bit, there's half of the story left, but I guess it's a short story.
There could be a twist. They're both men.
There could be a twist. The basic gist I've gotten is that she's out to her parents, but her parents and her don't talk about her love life at all, and they're pretending like none of this exists.
Okay, for the record, that's not totally out. That's like a real don't ask, don't tell policy.
Yeah. Which is not really her kind of fault.
No, but it can make it icky. It can feel bad.
Yeah, for OP if they don't even acknowledge that you exist.
Mm-hmm.
She is an amazing woman, and I've fallen hard for her. It pains me that she has these feelings about her identity since I've been there before, even though my parents are super liberal and I didn't have a hard time coming out with it.
It's all of the stuff that this girlfriend is going through is triggering her own stuff, and so she's filling in all the blanks about.
I think so.
Yeah,
I think she's like, oh, this was how I felt years ago, so this must be the reason.
Yeah,
which could be true, but
it could be. But I feel like 4 months in, she's probably filling in a lot.
It is only 4 months. I forgot. It is only 4 months.
Now remember, that's a sapphic 4 years. Yeah. But
wait, but that's such a good point because I feel like 4 months. Again, with my own like relationship, you figure out what level of like interaction in public you're both like comfortable with. So I feel like you just haven't necessarily figured it out.
Exactly. And I also feel like 4 months in, I'm wondering how much OP is like saying, oh, this, and this, because she's just learned this from the girlfriend, or that she's actually said that she feels this way.
Yeah, I'm wondering that too. What can I do to help her? Talk to her. Talk to her.
Yeah. See if she even needs any help. Yeah. She may not. It sounds like you're the one that's uncomfortable.
Yeah. And also, is this her first relationship with a woman?
That's very valid.
Because if it is, it also might be changing how she interacts, or just she's figuring out how she interacts with you.
Yeah. Is this OP's first relationship with a woman too? Like
all good questions.
All great questions. Really changes things.
Common one says, coming out can be a long-term process.
Yes.
I came out as a teenager and thought, okay, that's it. I know everything there is to know about myself now that I've accepted this one huge thing. Then I spent the next 10 years discovering new things about myself and really getting down into the details of what it means for me to be queer and to live my life in a way that matches up with my self-identity and what values I have around that identity. My thoughts and feelings about being queer sometimes still shift. She's been out for 4 years, but how many women has she dated in that time? What kind of women? Or what kind of women? What kind of relationships? She may still be very young in terms of who she is when dating other women. Yeah,
this is a huge theme in the queer community that like you're like, not stunted's not the right word, but I'm going to use it anyway because everybody else in your life was like started dating and talking about the other sex in high school, and then you figure it out whenever you do, and now you have the body of a 25-year-old, but like the relationship knowledge of like a 15-year-old.
Absolutely. Yeah. I would explain to her how you feel about things like hand-holding in public. I feel sad that we don't hold hands, or I feel sad that we don't cuddle in front of my friends. Don't accuse her, just tell her your feelings. She may legitimately not like PDA at all in any situation. And if that's how it is, then pushing her past her comfort zone is not going to make for a healthy relationship. But you can ask her for honest self-reflection on why she doesn't like to do these things. And if it's because of some internalized homophobia, maybe she can work on progressing towards greater self-acceptance. She may do that work and still not like holding hands.
Yeah.
This
commenter
is
said it all.
Nailing it.
Yeah. Are you available to podcast?
Yes, come on the show.
Yeah.
You can also do some self-reflection as well. Like, why is it important to you to hold hands out in public? If you can voice your needs around that as well, like, I like spontaneously showing you physical affection. It may help her understand what you're really asking for. Comment 2 says, from personal experience, what helps me is to hang out with another sapphic couple. My girlfriend used to be super uncomfortable with PDA, especially because she wasn't out of the closet until recently. But when we're with this one sapphic couple, my friend since elementary, and her girlfriend, and they're being affectionate, I think she feels a lot more comfortable. Also, I think getting affirmation makes a huge difference. along with hanging out with girl couples who aren't afraid to show they're together. Getting positive feedback is nice. Things like, you guys are so cute together. You guys are a great couple. You're my favorite couple. Compliments made my girlfriend a lot more confident and open with her identity. If you have friends that are willing to encourage and support, that would also be a plus.
It sounds like it's almost two things between the whole like shame around being out or being gay and then PDA. And I honestly think the PDA thing could be a symptom or it could be completely unrelated.
Yeah.
And talking about it will certainly help. I also loved that commenter's like approach of saying like say I statements and don't say you say like I, like, so that way you're not saying like anything she's doing is wrong. You're just saying what you're thinking. Another thing I love to say is like the story I'm telling myself is that you're not PDA, you don't want to PDA, be affectionate with me because you're ashamed. Is that true?
Yeah.
You know?
Because she might be like,
very much like, what are you talking about?
I know. Yeah. That's not why. Yeah.
I also love that like coming out is totally a journey and she's going to keep learning about herself, and you probably will too.
Yeah.
And so maybe that's part of it, is that she's still sort of traveling along that spectrum, if you will.
And I also think like having you as a person, like OPU as a person to kind of not model up, but get advice from, because you've experienced obviously the same or like a similar coming out and stuff, is helpful. But also I don't think that you can always put your own experiences on, because you did have different ones. So maybe is there anyone else in your like circle that grew up religious and could talk to her, and you know, because I think everyone has different experiences. So
it's not always like a one-to-one match. And also, I liked the advice of going out with other like sapphic couples. You could also just go to like a gay bar and be around that and see it. And that also might help you see if, when she sees that, does that make her more affectionate with you? Or is she like, ew, look how PDA like, they are. We're like, oh, they're all gay.
Ew, what's going on here?
Yeah, but that would be interesting too, to like sort of assess the, what I'm not saying like run her through a beta test, but kind of. Kind of.
I think, conversation is my first
for sure
advice. But that's the end of the story.
No update on
we
like
no
they broke
update.
up. It was 4 months.
It's over. At 4.5 months they're done. Hopefully they're still together and they're figuring it out. We'll never know. Unless you go find that Reddit comment.
No, it's like literally my best friends.
You're like, oh my god, wait,
I read your Reddit.
But that's the end of that story. Do you have any other?
I hope a happy ending for them. I hope. Yeah, it seemed like all they needed to do was talk.
So hopefully they get.
And 4 months in, that could have been like 10 dates.
I mean,
or it could be fully moving in.
We never know. Is it 4 months from when you started officially dating, or 4 months from when you started dating?
Good point.
Because that is also a big, it can change how you interact with each other in public and stuff. But do we have any questions from the chat or anything?
Yeah, if we have time, if you're okay if we take some questions.
Sure, that's fun.
Awesome.
Judges actually want to know, if it's not too intrusive question, but why is the sapphic relationship scale so skewed? Why is it common for saphics to move so quickly in relationships, or is it a stereotype?
Well, my understanding, I'd love to speak for all saphics.
Yes.
Well, I'm the only one here, so I will. So in my experience, a lot of stereotypes, they come from some truth, right? There's something true, a little nugget of it. And so truly, in my experience, I think the joke comes from reality, in which when you have two women in a relationship, there's so much shared life experience and understanding that it just accelerates things. There's jokes around the fact that, of course, maybe we communicate better. We communicate our feelings. We're more comfortable talking about our feelings. That's not always true for every woman. But generally, if you took random woman A and random man A, woman's going to be a little more well-versed in doing it because we've done it all our lives. It's been acceptable for us to be in touch with those feelings, while there's, toxic masculinity around that. So I think it generally comes from some truth nugget, which is that, it's easier to relate to another woman. And so you're going to talk about feelings faster. You're going to move, that relationship's going to move faster. You're also not going to necessarily play that game of like, well, I can't say I'm into him until he says he's into me. Or I don't want to come on too strong. They're just like, no, this is how I feel. And, we're reading our astrology charts and it's a perfect match. And so I think that it does come from some truth and some just like genuine biology and sociology related to it. And then of course that was blown up into
and then
jokes
it just
about
gets exaggerated.
Yeah.
As it always does.
But great question.
Yeah.
We have a kind of deeper one from an anonymous sender that sent it in. Do you think your experience with mental health has impacted your career and or your comedy? And do you think life has been your greatest asset or your biggest challenge?
Okay, wow.
Okay, and go.
Yeah.
I know that's a lot, so no pressure.
We want to have you on this podcast to sell some like goofy advice. Also, what's the meaning of life?
Tell us everything.
Okay, wait. What was the first question? First part of that question
Do you think your experience with mental health has impacted your career and or comedy?
Impacted my career? Maybe not yet. I'm not saying it couldn't, but for sure it influences my comedy. I talk about, like, I have jokes about going to therapy in my act. I think also, just as someone who's like really embraces mental health therapy and all that, you can't help but take some of that language and that lingo. It becomes part of your like vernacular. So for sure, even in my daily life, I think that it's influenced.
Like giving advice on these stories. So clearly it's working.
Look at all this hair I have to whip around.
It looks great.
It flips perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think that answers the first part. It's like career, maybe not yet, but comedy for sure. And then the second question, that was the meaning of life.
Second question, do you think life has been your greatest asset or your biggest challenge?
Well, I mean, without it, there is no challenge. So it's got to be, it's got to be an asset. True. Okay, I will say, as far as stand-up goes, there are exceptions to every rule. So I'm going to put a rule out there, but there's exceptions. But I think you have to get life experience to be a comedian. And I think sometimes when you have super young comedians, it's hard to relate when they're like, oh my God, I'm getting so old. I turned 20 next month. Or I'm turning 30 and oh my gosh, my body's falling apart. And then you're like, you don't really know. You'll see. So I do think life is an asset in stand-up. But yeah, it's the lived experience. Like you have to be, there's like comedians that get too famous and they're too rich and they can't be relatable anymore.
They're like, I don't know the price of bread.
Yeah. I don't, my butler gets it.
I don't shop anymore personally.
Yeah. So for sure, asset. I mean, without getting too into like dark places, you know, I've had friends that have like taken their lives, and there's a dark side of comedy. So I think maybe that's what you're touching on a little bit. And so I don't ever feel like the challenges come from stand up though.
Yeah.
It's like I feel like I'm rambling right now, but
no, you're doing
this is great.
The point is, yes, life is an asset. I think the ups and downs, the good and the bad, all of that. In fact, a lot of times you don't go on stage and talk about all the great things happening because that's not funny. No, nobody wants. It's like you're really starting from usually a complaint or something negative, or I hate, or I'm annoyed. So all those bad parts of life, so to speak, are like the richest.
Yeah, the big emotions.
Yeah, exactly.
Agreed.
All right. I hope I answered that okay.
You did great. That was an intense question.
That was very intense.
Yeah, I love the chat. The chat's like getting so deep. Just like, what's your favorite potato chip?
Yeah, that's the next question actually. If you can answer that.
I did start seeing things about lasagna right after.
Yeah, so if you can answer what your lasagna recipe
Garfield fans out there?
Yeah.
Shout out.
Yeah. My wife's Italian. She makes a really good lasagna.
Shout out Italian.
Well, then what's the recipe?
She makes a ricotta with. I
love ricotta in the lasagna.
I was gonna say, she also subs one of the layers for cream cheese. Consider it. Cream cheese makes everything better.
See, I don't eat meat, so I've been trying to find vegetarian lasagna ones, but just whenever ricotta's in it, it just immediately is better, so it doesn't even matter.
And hey, know where the cheese is.
Yeah, please don't ask your partners. Just go look.
Yeah.
Unless you've had 8 years of brain fog.
Then it's okay.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to cut the cheese.
In front of your partners. Be comfortable. But that was our last story.
I had a really good time. Thank you for having me on.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely.
Do you want to give your final spiel and then plug anything you want to plug?
Yeah, my final spiel.
Yeah,
if you're just joining, rewind and look at the meaning of life. But I'm Kaycee. I'm a comedian. I do stand-up. I have clips online. I'm also an MC, a writer. And I have a podcast myself. It's called Wife Support. It's me and my wife.
Check it out. I love that.
Yeah, it's me and my wife talking about wife stuff. It's pretty sapphic, you guys.
What?
Yeah, I'm going to start saying sapphic on the podcast with her, and she's going to be like, who are you?
What are you talking about? You're going to be able to post it on Facebook then.
Oh, yes, I will.
Yeah. There you go.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
So
Super fun. You guys are great.
Hey, don't leave yet. We've got some stories that we think you might enjoy. So stay tuned for the next one. My sister is dating my ex, and she's mad that I didn't react. The rage bait backfired. My sister recently told me she has been getting coffee regularly with an ex-girlfriend whom broke up with me way back in 2005. She hid it from me for over 2 months, and then when she eventually told me and asked if I was okay with it, I had no visible reaction and asked her what she wanted from me. By the way, this comes from Mobile Meal 1059, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. This ex and I dated from 1999 to 2005, from the ages of 14 to 20. She was cheating on me for the last 2 years and left me for that guy. It was 20 years ago. I'm 40 now. I was heartbroken, but dealt with it and moved on. I have a wife. I've been married for 12 years to her. I'm a dad to 3 kids. Why would I care about someone from 20 years ago? My sister is frustrated because I have no reaction. She wants to know if I'm okay with it or not. They were good friends back then, but stopped talking when the breakup happened. But she says it's like all that time hasn't passed. I guess she wants my approval? Like I said, I literally don't care. If she wants to talk to her, that's fine, but I won't be interested. It's her life. She can talk to who she wants. Edit to add, my sister also felt as betrayed as I did about the cheating, hence why they stopped talking. But again, the whole affair was 20 years ago, and I dealt with the hurt and have moved on from it. I genuinely don't feel weird if my sister is talking to her again. And there are some comments. But what do you think?
This is OP's ex.
From 20 years ago.
Cheated on OP with the sister or just in general?
In general, with another guy.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 20 years ago, but then the sister is now interested or was interested back then or something?
It's unclear. Because right now it seems like they're just like, I want to talk to your ex.
Yeah.
So maybe the dating comes later, but she's just testing the waters and she's like,
yeah,
I'm just trying to see if it's okay if I hang out with your ex. And he's like, I don't care.
Okay.
I haven't seen her in 20 years.
Yeah. Okay. Makes a little bit more sense, but I don't know. Go ahead. Just do it.
Literally, I'd just be like, what do you want? Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what you would be the a-hole for.
Yeah. You just didn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't thought about her in a minute. Comment 1, not the a-hole. It was 20 years ago and you've more than moved on. I actually think you're being quite mature, and having no reaction would be a normal response to hearing about someone you haven't seen or heard from in 20 years. Maybe your sister feels guilty for talking to her again because of the cheating. OP says, I can see why she may feel guilty because she was swiftly on my side and felt extremely hurt and betrayed too. But again, it was a very long time ago, and I literally don't care who she talks to, as it's not like it just happened. Reply, how did they start talking again if they haven't seen each other in so long? OP says, she said apparently she was out getting stuff for my nieces when she bumped into my ex by chance. They talked for a bit, ended up exchanging numbers, and have been talking most days, doing a lot of catch up, and have been getting coffee at least once a week now. And reply, so this is really weird to me. You said you have no reaction. Like, did you just stare at your sister deadpan for 30 seconds, then move on? Did you tell her, okay, I don't care, have fun, I'm happily married, I got no interest in her life or who she talks to? Then that is an answer, and your sister should accept it. I'm friends with people who are friends with my ex-wife. I just go, all right, cool, leave me out of anything involving her, but I don't care if you're friends with her. She did the thing to me, not you, and I married the woman, so I know she has the qualities to be a good friend. I'm just not interested to hear from or about her. And everyone I know has been absolutely fine with that answer. It makes it sound like you didn't actually tell your sister anything. Tell her you're fine with their friendship, but you want nothing to do with it. Comment 2 says, not the a-hole. Just tell her that you're fine with it, full stop. Why exactly did she get mad at you for not showing a reaction? Reply, my guess is she wants a clear sign-off. She may feel like she's betraying you by being friends with her. My brother's ex-wife cheated on him a lot. And even though he didn't ask for it, I hate her for him. She's probably asking if it's okay to be friends. If she is the loyal type and based on the way she took your side, she isn't asking you if you don't care, but wants you to bless the friendship. And there is an update, folks. But any other thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that would make sense. Maybe she maybe she is just loyal and just kind of feels bad for wanting this.
Yeah.
But she wants it. And so she just kind of needs like the okay to not feel guilty. I mean, that makes sense to me.
Sure, but I feel like it's not really OP's job to make her not feel guilty.
Oh, totally.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like OP's well within his right to just be like, I don't know, I guess.
Yeah, like
whatever.
No, yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah. Update. I realized I had never given my sister an exact answer, just that I had no visible reaction, just that I had asked her what she wanted from me and she was frustrated over it. I ended up calling her not that long ago and we talked about it. I asked why she felt so strongly about wanting to know my feelings about it. And a lot of you suspected she wanted approval, and you were right. I explained in my original post that my sister and ex were quite good friends and that the friendship ended because I got cheated on, and my sister also felt betrayed. The two haven't spoken in 20 years. When my sister and my ex were friends, they did a lot with me and together. They did a lot together and were almost like best friends. And my sister told me that of course she was pissed and felt betrayed about the cheating, but also sad because she lost her only genuine friend at the time. I know she has really struggled to maintain good friendships. So she said when she happened to bump into my ex by chance and that they picked up where they left off, she leapt at the chance to start their friendship up again. She said it's like a fog has been lifted from her and that she feels like she has her best friend back. She said she wanted to tell me but thought I'd be weird about it because at the time I was so cut up about the breakup. She feels really guilty for being happy about rekindling a friendship with someone who caused me so much pain. After hearing all that, I understand why she wants to maintain the friendship and why she didn't want to tell me. I explicitly told her that I have no reaction to it because, without sounding like a wiener, I really don't care who she spends time with. I told her I feel enough time has passed that I can accept my exes in her life, especially since my sister told me she's still with the man she left me for, and they're married and have a family, so they're obviously serious. I do think we're gonna have to re-record that title because it's not accurate.
Yeah, because it said like cheated or something, or
no, it said my sister is dating my ex.
Dating.
She's
okay,
not.
yeah.
She also said her daughters, my nieces, are the same age as my ex's kids, and that it would be good for the kids to be friends too, which I get, as they don't have many. Like I said, I have also moved on and have been married for 12 years, and I have 3 kids. I basically told my sister if she's looking for my blessing, she has it, but that I won't be involved or really interested in the friendship because it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. I also told her she shouldn't feel guilty as it's happened, it's done, and I moved on and recovered from it. Like if I saw the ex, I would be civil, but I wouldn't be weird or anything about it because, again, I don't really care. Plus, from the sounds of it, the ex will really only be mingling with my sister, potentially my brother-in-law and their kids, so I may not see her at all. She left the call feeling at least happier, and I'm just glad she has a friend back, I suppose. Not an exciting update or anything, but I guess a good outcome. We were just mature and civilized. By the way, it'd be mature of you guys to listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have any final thoughts?
I feel like this feels like a no one's a a-hole kind of story. I feel like
she wants to be friends with your ex.
Yeah,
it's been 20 years.
Yeah,
you don't really care.
She's just thinking of your feelings.
Yeah,
but you don't have any, so cool.
Honestly, I feel like it's cool of her to be like, "Hey, are you okay with this?"
Yeah, I think that's actually really polite.
That's nice.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Let her know.
Yeah.
You know what? A plus. Good job, everyone.
Good job, everyone.
That's what we like to see.
Except for the one that cheated.
Yeah,
like, bad
she
job
still
for that.
sucks.
But
edit. My wife knows. Like me, she doesn't care. She would have a problem if my sister expected my ex to be involved in family stuff if we were there. But it seems like from what my sister says, my ex will only be involved in her life and potentially her and my ex's kids can be friends. I need to make it clear my ex will not be involved in my life in any way or be around my children. And no, this isn't some plot of my sister who secretly wants me to get back together. And no, I'm not cutting my sister off because she's friends again with the woman who cheated on me. It was 20 years ago. I'm over it. I don't care anymore. She can be friends with whoever she wants as long as she's happy. And that is the end of that story, folks.
My family's jealousy ruined my wedding. Now they want to reconnect.
No!
Am I the a-hole for blocking my whole family on my mother's side after my wedding and not talking to them even when they still try to contact me? I, 28 female, got married 2 years ago and moved to a different country just 2 weeks after. Since then, I have never spoken to any of my aunts, uncles, or cousins from my mom's side. By the way, this comes from Tired But Witchy on the Charlotte Dobre YouTube subreddit, but if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. So, for background, my mom's entire family lives in the same town as us. Growing up, we were very close. I used to live in another city for my studies, but whenever I came home, it was always dinners, meetups, staying over at each other's houses, and going on trips. They felt like my people. I was very close with all of them, especially my cousins. The issues started 1 year before my wedding, when I got engaged to my longtime boyfriend. In our culture, love marriages are not common. In fact, I am the first one in my family to have a love marriage. Luckily, my parents were supportive and open about it. Since my boyfriend and his family lived in the same area, my parents already knew him, and they were happy with our relationship. During my engagement party, one of my uncles, my mom's sister's husband, made a horrible comment about me. First, they came really late to the party and didn't talk to any of us. Then he said it in front of other family members, "If my daughter was effing around with a boy and then came asking for a marriage, I would be ashamed." Not celebrating their engagement. We didn't even know this happened because we were busy enjoying the party. But the next day, my mom's older sister called her to tell her everything he said. She also told my mom that she should call him and apologize because he felt disrespected that no one asked him for his permission if I can marry my boyfriend or not, since he's an elder. He's the type of person you can't stand to see anyone happy. At every celebration, birthdays, weddings, even religious events, he somehow finds a way to make it about himself and create drama. But we still never expected this level of hatred, especially towards me. He used to call me his own daughter and loved me growing up. When my mom found out, she was furious at all of these family members for not standing up for me. Even worse, the rest of the family kept saying, "That's how he is. Don't take it to heart," like they always do. But this time, my mom stood up for me. She called her sister, his wife, and said clearly how disgusting his behavior was and that if this was what he thinks about me, then he should never come to our house or talk to us again. After that, the entire family started pressuring us to apologize to him. They said, if he won't come to the wedding, we can't either, out of respect. They kept saying that we should be the bigger person. But my parents were not ready to give in. We thought it was one of those regular dramas that he does every few months and maybe things would calm down eventually. But no, that issue became the reason that we were slowly cut off from the whole family.
Well, you know what? If your family's going to side with this guy and what he wants,
Yeah.
I'm also confused because, like, it's not even his family.
Right.
You know? Like,
Right.
this isn't his blood. Yes, he married in, so
Yeah.
obviously, you know, that is important. But, like,
Sure.
he's calling all of the shots.
Yeah.
And they're like, yeah, we're going to listen to him because
Yeah.
disrespect, you know? And it's like, you're not even, that's not even a blood relative.
Right. Not even like you're the father. Like what? Just because he's an elder, he should have like power to give permission? Like, so what? You have to go to every single person in your family that's older than you and get permission for your marriage? Like,
Dude,
come on. No.
You can't get a unanimous vote out of that many
Yeah,
people.
that's crazy. I'm talking about 6 aunts and uncles and 17 cousins that I was once really, really close to. The pressure from my family continued for 2 to 3 months. Then, 10 months before the wedding, my mom's brother passed away. He was a heavy drinker and had been very sick for a long time. It was really sad. After his passing, we all met again for the funeral and rituals. It was the first time the whole family came together after the fight. Everyone was acting nice and normal. We thought maybe the grief had healed the differences and brought us back together. Normally, we would have canceled the wedding after passing in the family, especially since it was so close. But since I was moving abroad just 2 weeks after the wedding, and in our culture we can't live together before the marriage, it wasn't an option to postpone. To honor the loss in the family, we decided to cancel all celebrations. No music, no dancing, no functions. Just a simple temple ceremony with close family. My parents and in-laws agreed. We just wanted to make it a formality. But when we informed the extended family, they lost it again. This time, they weren't upset because of the grief. They were demanding that we cancel the wedding entirely, at least for 2 more years. They didn't want to understand our situation at all. It didn't matter that I was leaving the country. It didn't matter that we were still grieving. They just wanted control. I had a breakdown. I told my parents, I don't even want a wedding anymore. Let's just get married at the temple with just the people who love us. I'm done trying to please anyone else. My parents didn't like it, but they understood. We also planned to come back a year later to celebrate properly when my sister got married, so that gave us some hope. Before we informed them about this, one of my aunts, who doesn't usually get involved in drama, told us the real reason behind all of this. It was not my wedding or my uncle's passing or any disrespect. The truth was jealousy.
Shock. Wow, everyone's
Boom.
surprised about that.
Yeah, come on.
They didn't have a real reason for being against your marriage?
Yeah. What? No way.
No way.
2 cousins, a brother and sister from 2 different uncles, were still unmarried at the ages of 36 and 35. I loved my cousins, but none of them really have stable jobs like their parents do or are doing well in their careers. Both had bad reputations in our small town due to multiple affairs and toxic behavior. For years, their families had tried to find arranged matches. Nothing worked because of their past and how everyone knew about it. On the other hand, I was getting married at 26 to a good man from a respectable family, and my sister was engaged too. According to this aunt, those uncles were bitter that our lives were moving forward while their children, who never studied, never built careers, and created drama, were stuck.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Stop comparing your kids to other kids.
Exactly. You don't
Stay in
wanna,
your lane.
can't bring down everyone else just because
No.
your kids suck. They thought that it was unfair that our family always got everything. That we had a house, education, stable jobs, happy relationships, while they had nothing. But that was their own choice. My mom worked hard to study even when her family had nothing. My dad supported her after marriage to continue education and become a teacher. They sacrificed luxuries to build a life for us. I studied for years to become a dentist. My sister also worked hard to move forward. Meanwhile, our uncles spent money on trips, married women that they never let study or work, and raised kids who didn't take their futures seriously. But when things didn't go their way, instead of taking responsibility, they blamed us. After hearing the truth, I decided I wouldn't delay or change my wedding anymore. We held the wedding. As expected, the entire maternal family cut contact with us. Wow. Even after realizing that it was all jealousy all along?
Well, I think it wasn't like they realized,
Yeah.
it's jealousy. I think the aunt was like, it's
like,
jealousy.
Yeah. Oh,
And they're going to continue living in their little jealous world instead of
Gosh.
being happy for other people.
Right. Come on.
Boo-hoo.
Gosh.
Boo-hoo.
Those 10 months were the worst time of our lives, especially for my mom. She had always supported her siblings financially and emotionally. When someone needed a fridge, car, or medical help, she gave. During the vid, when no one had income, she sent them money every month without even counting. She helped them with college fees. She stood by them in hospitals. And when we needed them, no one showed up. My mom started having panic attacks. We pulled all-nighters calming her. My dad's health declined from stress. I had to arrange everything for the wedding myself: food, clothes, logistics, and also prepare to move abroad. I had no bridesmaids. None of my cousins who I grew up with even messaged me, not even once. Most of my friends were abroad. My hometown didn't feel like home anymore. My husband and his family were supportive, but they had their own preparations to do. I was physically and emotionally exhausted. I fainted right after the wedding ceremony while we were getting our pictures taken, and I was hospitalized the next day. That's my wedding memory. Not joy. Dang. Not joy. Not laughter. Just exhaustion, sadness, and betrayal. Now it's been 2 years. We moved abroad. My parents are doing better. We've healed in many ways. A few months ago, the same aunt who told us the truth started talking to my mom again. She told my mom that one of my cousins, the son of the uncle who passed, wanted to reconnect. He told her it's time to move on and start over. A few days later, I got a message from him through his wife's Instagram account saying that I was being selfish and that it's not easy to go against your family. I blocked him immediately. Yeah, this was... He wanted to move on and start over, and he's like, you're selfish. You shouldn't have left your family, even though they all cut her out.
Yeah, they left you, and
Yeah.
he's like, you left you because of you too.
Yeah,
Because of the freaking uncle.
Yeah.
It's all his fault.
literally.
And he's the one being like, you left your family.
Yeah,
Come on.
that's
Look
so
in a
crazy.
mirror, buddy.
By the way, you could look into your favorite podcast app, whether that's Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, whatever you so choose, and search OK Storytime, because there's going to be full episodes with more stories in there. Go over there. Find it. there is a little bit more to the story. Do you have any final thoughts before we move on?
You didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Like, you literally just got married and have a good life, and they're jealous.
Yeah.
At this point, I think you just kind of distance yourself, which they've already done for you.
Right.
You support your mom, who's unfortunately had to lose a lot of her family.
Yeah.
And, you know, you create your own kind of family unit apart from these people.
Right. And I'm, like, so confused, and, like, it's so frustrating that the aunt that told the truth about the jealousy didn't even talk to the mom anymore. She was like, they're doing jealousy.
Well, it's because the whole thing of her being, like, the one who's not involved in drama. But it's like, when you're not involved in drama, but you still kind of take the side of the people who are starting
take the
it.
side. Yeah. Yeah.
It's not great.
No, that's crazy. Because I feel like if you are going to take that route, you got to be like the middleman. But she just totally wasn't even talking to the mom at all. It's crazy. There's a little bit more to the story. Now, my mom is gently asking me to consider giving the cousins a chance. She says that they were just silent because they couldn't go against their parents, and that I shouldn't lose all my relationships over something that the elders did. But here's how I see it. These cousins are not children. They're adults between 23 and 35, and not one of them tried to speak up. Not one message, not one call. They chose their parents' side. Silence, to me, is the same as betrayal, especially when we needed them the most. Now they want to reconnect, but I honestly don't need them. I've lived through the worst without them. My parents are stronger now. My husband's family treats me like their own. We've built a peaceful life. But deep down, every time I remember what happened, my heart starts pounding. I get anxious, and I hate that I still carry that pain. So now I'm here asking, am I the a-hole for refusing to forgive, refusing to unblock them, and refusing to let them back into my life even now? And that is the end of that story. What would your answer be?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah,
Not at all. I think my brother is faking being sick, so I confronted him.
I'm sick.
I, 18 female, have an older brother, Mason, 21. And I'm very suspicious about all the times he's gotten sick suddenly. By the way, this comes from Your Mom Hot 101. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, my birthday. He magically got a bad headache on the day of my birthday, so I had to move my birthday party plans to a different place. But he also got another bad headache, coincidentally, on the day I was trying to go out with my aunt and my mom for a birthday activity. Both times, my parents or others have stayed back to dote on him, and I would completely understand this if him getting sick wasn't only on every single special occasion of mine. It's gone from migraines to what I assume is fake puking in the bathroom when I'm trying to have friends over, to complaining of a sore throat and a fever. Keep in mind, he doesn't even live with my parents and I right now. He lives about 45 minutes away, and this happens when he visits. Otherwise, he doesn't really seem to get sick so often. This feels like it's my last straw. I'm graduating high school, and I was able to contact some relatives I don't get to see often, and they expressed interest in coming down to my graduation and staying for a few days to have a nice dinner and all that. Magically, my brother is sick again. He shuffled from the bathroom, made some coughing noises, and announced that he had puked. The bathroom didn't smell like it, and he then went off to bed, where I saw he was online on Steam for 6 hours straight while he claimed he was trying to sleep off an incoming migraine. He's been coughing loudly, having these voice cracks that are so comically forced, I can see right through that stupid crap. I can't stand it. I've known my brother so well, I can tell when he's lying, and at this point, all of this feels too often to be just coincidental, given it's only when I have a special event coming up. Now, my mom is saying we can't have anyone else over because my brother will get them sick, and that I should cancel a plan for a graduation party at our house I've been planning for weeks with my friends. I'm tired of this, seriously tired. At first, I was guilty for even thinking that my brother could be faking it, because what kind of horrible sibling doesn't feel sympathy for a sick brother who's suffering? Either way, I have to know, would I be the a-hole if I confronted him? I need to put a stop to this if he's faking it. But if he isn't, I'll probably look like the biggest idiot. Please, any advice would be helpful. And there is an update. I honestly think you gotta confront him.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because even if he is sick, he's being really disrespectful to you.
Yeah.
Like, he's coming home while sick.
Right.
If anything, he should be back at his place. He knows.
Right.
He doesn't live with you, and he knows that you're having a party.
Yeah.
If I were that sick and I knew you're having a party, I'd be like, I'm so sorry. I'll go, back to my place and be sick there.
Right. I won't like be here so I could get everyone else sick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just rude.
It's so rude. Yeah, definitely confront. You guys are brother and sister. I feel like, obviously everyone's relationship is different, but like if you guys have the relationship where you can fight and maybe be okay afterwards.
I think also you call his bluff.
Yeah.
You stick right next to him. You're like, oh, if you're sick, then you'll get me sick.
Right.
And he's like, no, I don't want to get you. And you're like, no, I don't care. And every time you don't get sick, you're like, that's so strange. I never get sick around you.
Right. Yeah. So crazy.
Weird.
Yeah.
Update. All right. Well, here's a little update a bit later because I'm angry and so tired of this. He's a little crap. He missed my graduation because he got another migraine. Surprise, surprise. I figured I wouldn't be able to have a grad party at my house as I'd been planning for a while. I didn't get to, but I narrowly managed to go on a post-graduation trip I had planned with my friends for months. My wonderful brother kept saying he was pretty sick, and what if he got me infected and I got all my friends sick on the trip? My mom almost didn't let me go because of that. At this point, I feel like every single instance pointed at me. I don't understand why. It's like he's trying hard to ruin whatever fun I could possibly try to have or anything at all I may be excited about. Back to my graduation, I was pissed for a bit because despite all this, he's my brother and I would have wanted him to be there. And clearly he didn't want to show up to support me. I've attended both of his graduations. I don't know if there's going to be an end to this or if anyone will see this update, but there's plenty more going on. The third week of June, my dad and mom surprised us with a week-long trip to Hawaii, which isn't something we get to do much at all, and I was super excited for it. It was a nice place on the Big Island, and I'm being completely serious when I say this, but every single day something was wrong with him. The first morning there, he claimed to be so sick he couldn't come with us to get groceries for the whole family for the week, missing the whole first day of chores and getting settled in. Yet he was upset we got breakfast out without him. The second day, he was magically okay to go to the beach resort with us and spend the day out shopping and eating. The next day, I have stomach issues, and he went into the bathroom to vomit. You can tell when someone vomits. That sounds weird, but I am an intense sympathy vomiter. Like the second I smell that rank stomach acid smell, I will be making a puddle on the ground too. Gross. He ran to the bathroom dramatically after breakfast and made some retching noises in the bathroom. No splashing in the toilet. No smell of stomach acid. Trust me, I would know from a mile away. No hoarseness or raspiness afterwards when he hobbled out to tell my parents he was sick again. Okay, I'm getting too much into the vomit. What I mean is pretty much every day there was something, ranging from, oh, my foot hurts, I couldn't possibly let you guys go on a hike when I feel like this, all the way to, I have to be near a bathroom at all times or else I'll poop myself.
And poop yourself. That's what you deserve, is poopy pants in your pants.
I don't understand why he's not being taken to a doctor.
I don't get it.
I don't get it.
Because that really is like how they need to deal with this. Is like, oh, I'm so sorry that you're sick. Let me help you with all this stuff. I'm gonna watch you drink this NyQuil, and like I'm gonna. You
have to take all this. Yeah, start giving him medicine.
Yeah, you have to like drink this disgusting medicine. You can't have those delicious foods that you want. You can't have any desserts. You can't come out with us. Like you can't
go to the resort. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to like overly sympathize.
Yeah.
So that he stops because he's getting away with it.
And I don't think that your parents are gonna believe you if you say, oh, like he's not sick. So I think you just do that with your parents. You go, he needs time to rest. We should probably get him on, we should take him to a doctor and like just be so, as you said, overly sympathetic.
Yeah, just like be really
it's
worried
like,
about
you don't even have to, say that he's lying. You get him to admit it because he's, upset.
Yeah.
Yes, it's exaggerated in those quotations, but legitimately, his foot hurt, his head hurt, his back hurt, his tummy hurt. You effing name it. Finally, by this point, my parents started to believe me. We began to quietly mutter exasperated things to one another while leaving the hotel without him yet again. Mostly with me staring at them with pure annoyance and getting to say, that's what I've been saying. Dad's upset that he spent so much money on a nice vacation for us, only for us to get to do half the things we wanted to, and all the things we tried to do without Mason. He got pissed at us for doing without him while he was moping at the hotel. Now, we are seeing family across the world. Guess what? Mason's been sick for 2 weeks straight. The second day of us being here, he trudged into my shared room with my mom, lay on her bed, and explained he had a fever. Checked with a thermometer, nothing above 98. Stupid. He still had my mom feel up his sweaty forehead. We're in the tropics. And she relented, letting him stay in his room for days on end. Then the loud coughing, not hacking or wheezing, just coughing that sounds so gosh darn loud. It echoes through the walls. He went to a doctor for it after a lot of prodding at mom from me, who found not much wrong with him. But after he complained about the coughing, she prescribed him some cough-suppressing pills. 2 weeks straight, he refused to leave the apartment because he's too self-conscious to cough in front of other people.
I'm sorry. Is this man 8 years old?
He's 8 years old.
He's 8 years old.
He's
I remember
8 years old.
like leaving the classroom in like second grade because I was embarrassed to cough in front of people because it was so silent in there.
Yeah.
This man is 21. He's 21. Like,
Dude, I don't know. Wear a mask.
this like pisses me off more than actual like violence. Like,
This is so annoying. He's
it's
like,
so
I'm
annoying
sick.
because it's just so
Baby.
stupid.
Yeah, it's like, why? You're upset that you're missing out on all these things?
Yeah.
You're doing that to yourself.
Right. I think you're just maybe self-conscious as a person and never got out of high school or something.
I think either he's lying
Yeah.
or he's like, hypochondriac. And he's like, oh,
Yeah.
I have a little tickle in my throat.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, both are annoying. Yeah, well, F you too. I'm fully 18, but my mom doesn't want me exploring a city on my own because she's terrified I'll get kidnapped. Love you, Mom, but come on. So Mason was supposed to be my chaperone. Guess what? I also haven't been able to leave the house for 2 weeks. I can't see my friends here. I can't see the places I want to go. I can't do anything but sit in this apartment on my phone. I've tried presenting evidence to my parents, and before that, I tried pushing them, playing up his migraines, and pushing them to get him tested for bad allergies or just, I don't know, something. But they've been resistant. They believe me, kind of, now, but they're not doing anything, no matter how frustrated I get. By the way, I'd be frustrated if you guys didn't listen to full episodes with stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. But there is a little bit left to this story. Do you have any final thoughts?
I think you definitely need to stomp right up to him and be like,
Yeah.
you're stupid. There's no vomit in that toilet.
Yeah.
Or go and like hold his hair back.
Yeah.
Even though he probably has short
like,
hair.
oh, I'll help you.
Like, I'll be there for you.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then be like, so why is there no vomit in the
Where's
toilet?
the vomit?
Yeah. You
So-
always
don't
are
say that.
rushing.
Or you like run into the bathroom.
Yeah,
right after
exactly.
he vomits.
Right, because he's like being so theatrical and like rushing into the bathroom to vomit. When you do that, it's not like you're gonna suddenly feel like, oh, I am actually good. I don't have to
Yeah,
vomit
no,
anymore.
no.
Yeah,
You would have
you're gonna
vomited.
be stupid. Yeah, you gotta come up with some sort of scheme if confronting him doesn't work.
Yeah.
Because this is so insanely frustrating. The parents are putting up with it.
Yeah, but
God.
you're 18 means you're probably off to college soon.
Yeah,
So you won't have to put up with him for too much longer.
hopefully, man.
There's just so much going on, and I don't want to have to put up with this crap on top of everything else. This was long, and if it sounds like I'm mad, I apologize. But I am. I'm sick and tired of his antics ruining literally everything. He gets very, very pissed if I have the nerve to ask him if he's really feeling sick all the time. Because yes, I've tried to confront him so many times, it's not even funny. Mom and Dad are both kind of starting to believe me, but not enough to do anything about it, or to not let him be a fragile little Victorian child and lay around coughing dramatically with 4 gaming devices in his room that I can hear him playing on for hours and hours that he made me carry on a 15-hour flight. That's it. That's the update. Truthfully, I don't know if I'm doing this right or what the rules are on this kind of subreddit. I've never had to update any post before. But I'm just so done with his crap, I don't even know what to do anymore. And folks, that's the end of that story.